Welcome to Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-date news on the political scene of Donald Trump, his presidency, American politics and conspiracies. Please subscribe to receive notice of our daily updates. Also share with your friends and your social media. We encourage you to like our videos and give your comments.
This is TBNN.
New Trump EO targets lobbyists. Clinton Foundation linked individuals involved in human rights abuses and corruption. President Trump quietly signed an executive order on December 21 targeting lobbyists and Clinton Foundation linked individuals involved in human rights abuses and corruption. This EO allows for the freezing of any U.S.-housed assets belonging to foreign people or entities considered serious human rights abusers. Furthermore, anyone in the United States who aids or participates in said corruption or human rights abuses by foreign parties is subject to frozen assets, along with any U.S. corporation who employs foreigners deemed to have engaged in corruption on behalf of the company, reports Zero Hedge. According to the EO, President Trump considers serious human rights abuse and corruption around the world an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security, which is why he took drastic action targeting certain dangerous individuals. I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, find that the prevalence and severity of human rights abuse and corruption that have their source, in whole or in substantial part, outside the United States, such as those committed or directed by persons listed in the annex to this order, have reached such scope and gravity that they threaten the stability of international political and economic systems. Human rights abuse and corruption undermine the values that form an essential foundation of stable, secure, and functioning societies, have devastating impacts on individuals, weaken democratic institutions, degrade the rule of law, perpetuate violent conflicts, facilitate the activities of dangerous persons, and undermine economic markets. The United States seeks to impose tangible and significant consequences on those who commit serious human rights abuse or engage in corruption, as well as to protect the financial system of the United States from abuse by these same persons. I therefore determine that serious human rights abuse and corruption around the world constitute an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States, and I hereby declare a national emergency to deal with that threat. Person means individual or entity according to the EO. Sec. 6. For the purposes of this order. A. The term person means an individual or entity. B. The term entity means a partnership, association, trust, joint venture, corporation, group, subgroup, or other organization. And c. The term United States person means any United States citizen, permanent resident alien, entity organized under the laws of the United States or any jurisdiction within the United States, including foreign branches, or any person in the United States. Below is a list of people in the executive order. 1. Mukhtar Hamid Shah, date of birth, DOB, August 11, 1939, out. DOB November 8, 1939, nationality, Pakistan. 2. Angel Rondon Rijo, DOB July 16, 1950, nationality, Dominican Republic. 3. Dan Gertler, DOB December 23, 1973, nationality, Israel, out. Nationality, Democratic Republic of the Congo. 4. Wong Mongso, DOB March 1964, nationality, Burma. 5. Yahya Jammeh, DOB May 25, 1965, nationality, The Gambia. 6. Sergei Kuziak, DOB December 1, 1966, nationality, Ukraine, out. Nationality, Russia. 7. Benjamin Baumel, DOB January 3, 1978, out. DOB December 24, 1978, nationality, South Sudan, out. Nationality, Sudan. 8. Julio Antonio Juarez Ramirez, DOB December 1, 1980, nationality, Guatemala. 9. Gulnora Islamovna Karamova, DOB July 8, 1972, nationality, Uzbekistan. 10. Slobodan Tezic, DOB December 21, 1958, nationality, Serbia. 11. Artem Yuraevich Chayka, DOB September 25, 1975, nationality, Russia. 12. Jiao Yan, DOB April 1963, nationality, China. 13. Roberto José Rivas Reyes, DOB July 6, 1954, nationality, Nicaragua. Zero Hedge suggests through an attorney who was consulted on this executive order, it may be targeting uranium. 1. Last week's executive order could have serious implications for D.C. lobbyists who provide goods and services, for example lobbying services, to despots, corrupt foreign politicians or foreign organizations engaging in the crimes described in the EO. Virtually every lobbyist in D.C. has got to be in a cold sweat over the scope of this EO, said an attorney consulted in the matter who wishes to remain anonymous. Now consider that if reports from the Hill are accurate, an FBI mole deep within the Russian uranium industry uncovered evidence that Russian nuclear officials had routed millions of dollars to the U.S. designed to benefit former President Bill Clinton's charitable foundation during the time Secretary of State Hillary Clinton served on a government body that provided a favorable decision to Moscow, the Uranium One approval, a deal which would eventually grant the Kremlin control over 20% of America's uranium supply. Right around the time Bill Clinton also collected $500,000 for a Moscow speech, as detailed by author Peter Schweizer's book Clinton Cash in the New York Times in 2015. Hypothetically, if the Uranium One deal is deemed corrupt by the Trump administration, and Russian nuclear officials indeed routed millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation, Anthony Podesta lobbied on behalf of the deal for the Clinton Foundation, it stands to reason that this executive order could freeze the U.S.-housed assets of quite a few individuals. Of note, assets can be frozen with no prior warning, as Trump has declared a national emergency due to the scope and gravity of the threat posed by said individuals. Many of the individuals listed above are friends of the Obamas and Clintons and donors to the Clinton Foundation. Zero Hedge reported. Angel Rondon Rijo, Dominican Republic, sanctioned for funneling a $92 million bribe from Brazilian conglomerate Odebrecht to Dominican Republic officials as kickbacks. Odebrecht donated $50 $100K to the Clinton Foundation. Dan Gertler is an Israeli billionaire mining magnate revealed by the Paradise Papers to be chief negotiator between the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, and his primary business partner, mining company Glencore, founded by Mark Rich, who was pardoned for corruption by Bill Clinton on his last day in office after his wife gave $450,000 to the Clinton Library Foundation. Is President Trump gearing up to go scorched earth on the swamp with this executive order by freezing assets? We will soon find out.
This has been the Trump Breaking News Network. Please subscribe and share to stay up to date on the latest news about our president. Be informed.